probably look and sound tired. I dozed off. I didn't even know I was dozed off. But happy Thursday. We are still in the month of April and we are still in the land of the living. And so I don't know about you, but I am thankful. I want to welcome you guys um, to our week 7 of live journaling with Trish. And we are on this journey of becoming her. So excited um, about this week. This week topic, it's a little different. I know what I have in the prompts, and we only have a couple weeks left. This is going to be amazing. Can't believe I did lives this long, once a week. I will never say what I can and can't do anymore because I've been able to accomplish it for at least 7 to 8 weeks, and for me that's big. But we are on week 7, and on week 7 we're going to be talking about faith and trust. And remember, this is all a part of becoming her, and we try to tap into the mental and the physical and mindset during this whole journaling process. And so I'm excited about this week. It's faith and trust, and I'm going to put a little spin on it. I do have the prompts. We're going to go according to the prompts. We're going to do it a little different. And I will probably put this in the comments, what I've added to it in the comments. So make sure you, if you catch this not live, that you go to the comment section to get this information. Give me until tomorrow because your girl is tired. I don't know if I'll get to it tonight or not. However, but I want to thank you guys. Welcome everyone who is locked in with us on this live journaling session. Before I get started, we are not going to be a full 30 minutes. I don't even turn the timer on anymore because I never wanted to go over 30 minutes doing these. And I've been able to get and maintain anywhere between 15 minutes to 25 minutes. So I'm not turning the timer on because I think I've been able to master that part. All right. And I ain't even looking at the clock. So that's good. But I always start with a couple of announcements, and so I do have a couple of announcements. I'm really, really, really excited about this season of Trish Standley TV, which is coming. We're going to start taping in June, so make sure you stay locked in for that. So excited. Got some amazing topics coming and some awesome guests coming, so make sure you stay tuned and locked in for that. I want to remind you guys that I do have my travel book. This is, hey San, this is free. This is not even anything that you can go and pick up. This is just a travel book when I'm traveling or when I am out and about, where I can share with people, give out to people, and it just tells my story. It shares who I am and what I'm talking about, basically. And this is the back. Love it. So I do have this travel book. I obtained this from my publicist, which is Francesca Felder, aka Fancy, from Swag Her magazine. So make sure you go check them out. And I am on the cover this month. And the month is almost up. So if you ain't gone over to check out my article in Swagger, please go and do that. I will, if you follow me, I will be posting some inserts from the article. But I really want you to go and read the entire thing, if you will, and hit me up. All right, and the other announcement that I wanted to make, I'll announce the one that came to mind next before I start the prompt book, but I am also featured in Impact Magazine. This is a magazine out here in the city of Atlanta. It's Impact Atlanta magazine, and I'm so glad, so honored, so privileged that they saw fit to include me in this publication. I will also be sharing some snippets of this interview. I'm talking about elevated femininity, power without armor, and I'm talking about maintaining our softness as women in this hard world. So hopefully you'll be able to receive something from it. But yes, I am so excited that I was featured in this magazine. So this magazine is available. You can go and read it online for free. Or if you want a hard copy, like I had to have a hard copy, you can go on. It's available on Amazon. Again, it's Impact Atlanta magazine. And I would like to thank the beautiful people over there for considering me and adding me to, and this is specifically Terry Stevenson, for adding me to the roster of all of Atlanta and those who try to do something here in this city and beyond this city. So those are the two announcements I have. The other one that I wanted to state is we still have the free link for becoming her prompt book for your journaling. But something's going on with my website. My web designer is looking at it. I think we have a temporary fix. So if you do want to go in and get the free link, go to my website, trishstanley.com. Go down to the comment section. Just fill it out, and it will notify me, and I will send you the link for the prompt. Free, and it's free. The free prompt for your journaling. And I want you to know that you can get a hard copy, but you will have to pay for a hard copy because I got this created and printed just specifically for me. And there is a cost with that. But you can go and get the free link, and you can have your own. You can have the same thing, just electronically. All right? And that's totally and completely free. Hey, Tara. That's pretty much it. I'm going to just go ahead and go in and flow in because your girl is tired. Whew, I'm tired. I'm not sure if I shared. I think I did share on a previous live that I have decided, and I had decided that I would re-enter counseling. And so I had it's really my second session, but you know, your first session, you're pretty much going through all of the logistics. So we had a few minutes where I could share on that first session, but my second session was earlier today. And when I tell y'all I received, and maybe that's why I crashed, because I really didn't feel sleepy or tired. You know what? That's probably a good point. I didn't feel sleepy or tired before the session. I felt totally and completely drained. And it wasn't a high emotional session. It was so good, y'all. It was so good. But the thing that I am battling, I will share this much. The thing that I am battling is being perfect. It's perfectionism. I think I'm saying it right. Y'all correct me in the comments because y'all know my pronunciation ain't the best at all times. But that's what I'm battling with, and I notice that as I'm getting older, it's getting my tolerance within myself is getting smaller. And I know part of that is perimenopause. Y'all ain't have to go and tell me that. I already know it's part of it. But I don't like to excuse things off because this was something I was battling prior to menopause. So it's something that I really wanted to confront and work on and develop some new tools. And one of the things, let me get my journal because y'all know I got a journal for that too. This is my journal for my counseling. But one of the things that she spoke about today is what I have to learn to do is develop self-compassion. I have compassion for everybody. Everybody else gets compassion for me except myself. And so that is a tool I'm going to learn some new stuff. I am doing and going to be creating some affirmations for myself when I get to a point where I make a mistake or I fumble something, not to tear myself down, not to dog myself out for it. So I'm working on that. And the thing that I loved about my session that I took away today was developing self-compassion. And so I just want to share that with you all as well. If you are hard on yourself, and I promise you can't beat me up and dog me out more than I do it for myself, but I'm going to heal myself from that. We got to learn how to have compassion for ourselves. So I'm going to keep it moving. And so I guess from that session that I had today in counseling, I want to kind to save that and add that into what our prompt is for today. So, of course, we in our journal, we are going to write how we're feeling today. And then the prompts that we are going to be using, again, this is week 7, and it is faith and trust. The prompts that I have currently in here are as follows. Where is God inviting me to trust him deeper? Remember, this is about faith and trust. Excuse me, something just flew in my eye. Ugh. Where is God inviting me to trust him deeper? The next one is, what prayers have I stopped believing could happen? And that's a really good one, because some of us have been praying and going forth. Hey guys, and have been going forth and asking God for things and deliverances in our lives. And because we haven't heard anything, we kind of backpedaled or put a pause on the petition that we have for God. What is that? Write that down. Journal that. What is it that you stopped believing because he hadn't answered yet could happen? The next prompt is, when has God carried me through something I thought I couldn't survive? I love that one. The reason why I love this one is because it's a reminder. If God did it before, he'll do it again, even in this. But I understand that when you're in the pit of whatever it is you're going through, we kind of have a crisis of belief, almost where we go have a little dibble and dabble with insanity, because we've forgotten that in the other situation, in the other obstacle, he was there for us and he brought us through. But when you're in it and everything seems like it's just covering you, and it's overwhelming you, we will have a crisis of belief, and that's normal because we are human. But what was it that he did and brought you through last time? Document that. Talk about how it felt while you were there, and talk about how it felt coming out of it, and even talk about how it feels to reflect on that thing. Okay? I just added that in there. It might be a lot of additions to this, but add those in your journal. The last prompt that I have on here is, what step of comfortable but necessary? What step of faith feels uncomfortable but necessary? So that's what I have, the prompts that I have here for today. But I wanted to add a little something to that, because out of my session today, I learned that I mistreat myself. I talk bad to myself, and it's not anything that is new. This is something I've been doing my whole entire life, and it isn't in the way that you think. It's so subtle, because I would like to think I have a good, healthy sense of self-worth and self-esteem. Because honey, you can say whatever you want to say about me. Trish don't know what Trish know about me. However, whenever I make a mistake, this goes into the being perfect area of my struggle in my journey. Whenever I make a mistake, whenever I mess up, what am I saying to myself in those moments? And that was something that I had to journal after my first session of counseling. And I wrote down, I made an error on the job. And when I tell you I freaked out, and I'm telling myself, you're so stupid. Why did you do that? And the crazy thing is, I made the error. And I said, okay, on the next one that I do, I'm not going to make that same mistake. Turned around and made the same exact mistake. When I tell you I talked to myself crazy, and only until after that first session, when she told me to document it, pay attention to when those instances happen, did I realize, oh my God, I talk horrible to myself. And so what I want to add to this faith and trust for week 7, we want to stay in tune. We want to stay locked into what God is saying to us, the promises that he has given us, and we want to acknowledge and be thankful for the things that he has brought us through. But I also want to add on here, where's your faith level in you? How much faith do you have and you possess within yourself? When you approach, or you're going through an obstacle, or you're approaching an obstacle, or you're coming out of an obstacle, where does your faith align within yourself? And to add on that, how much do you trust yourself? Yourself. Let's take this inward. We definitely want to keep it upward when we're talking about faith and trust, because it's so easy for us to have faith and to have trust in God. You know what I mean? But how much faith and trust do we have in ourselves? The beginning of this, the whole journal, part of what it says down here, I trust the woman I'm becoming because I keep promises to myself and I will not break them. How much do we really trust ourselves? How much do we trust our emotions? How do we, because that's something that is, do I really truly fully trust my temperament? And so I said all that to say, with this battle that I'm having with trying to be or being perfect, is that I have to trust that my intention was in a good place. And if I can trust and know that my intention was in the right place, I didn't just come to the job and say, I'm just going to do whatever. I'm just going to screw up all day, screw up these people's work, and just not care. That is not my intention. My intention, every time I go to work, every time I do my show, every time I come and do these lives, my intention is to put my best foot forward and to be as authentically me as possible. But I have to give myself grace and remember, I'm human just like the next man. I'm going to mess up like the next man. That's just a part of being a human. And I have to be able to extend myself grace in order to continue to build the trust and build the faith in me. Now, if I'm out here being nasty and being dogmatic, that's something different. You got to deal with your own conscience with that. But if you are coming from a place of purity and you are really, 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 truly trying to do what you best in whatever it is, then you have to give yourself a break and give yourself some grace. So that's going to be what I'm journaling about this week out in my counseling. Sit down and have a really honest conversation with myself and see where my faith barometer falls. Where does my trust barometer fall to me? Because how can we expect other people to trust us and have faith in us if we don't have it within ourselves? You know? So that's my takeaway. That's my addition to this week's journaling. And I hope that it resonates with you as well. Because this is really truly, I'm not on here just because. Trust me, I have a lot of things going on in my life and a lot of avenues, a lot of stuff I've touched and I got my hands in. This is not, I'm not sitting up with my feet kicked up all the time with a lot of extra time. I don't. This is very intentional, what I'm doing with this. This is my intentional journey, and I'm just sharing it with others because, as I stated before, I had an opportunity to speak at an engagement, and one of the feedback that I got, because I spoke so much about journaling, was I would like to journal, but I don't know where to start. And so that was why this was birthed. This is only what I intentionally decided to do in January 26th. And we're just about to approach May, and I just cannot believe what's going on, y'all. I just cannot believe this. I really cannot. And also for me to be as comfortable as I am now. When I started out, y'all, underarms were sweating. I was just, oh Lord, I'm dreading this. But now I actually look forward to it. And so I just want to thank you guys who are supporting this, who are going and walking this journey with me. Please, if this is not for you, that's fine. Please share it with those you work with, people who confide in you, people that you pour into. But make sure you don't forget yourself. Remember, we're giving from the saucer, not the cup. Um, allow it to be a blessing. It's free. Mother's Day is coming up. Get the link and share it with the woman that you love the most who's a mother. Share it with them so that they can get to a place in their lives where they want to really do a lot of self-reflection, a lot of self-growing. It isn't easy, and you have to have those honest conversations with yourself. And so again, we are doing let me see what my time check. Okay, we almost at 30 minutes. But our week this week is week 7, faith and trust. Not only are we looking at where is God inviting me to trust him deeper, what prayers have I stopped believing could happen, when has God carried me through something I thought I couldn't survive? And remember, I added on to that one. I want you to reflect on where you were, what you were thinking, how you were feeling when you were in the middle of that mess, and how it felt coming out of it. Document that, and then also add what it feels like to reflect now on it. Okay? And then what steps of faith feels uncomfortable but necessary. And then remember the additive that I add. Where is your trust factor within yourself? Where is your faith factor within yourself? Take it inward and reflect on it. Like I said, just because we're on week 7, you might need to take 2 or 3 weeks on just week 7. This is just a guide to help you get started, okay? And remember our tagline on here, we're becoming her, but I trust the woman I'm becoming because I keep promises to myself. And you got to start keeping those promises. And as at the end of the week, we always do our reflection. What truth surfaced from me during this reflection? And then promise to myself this week. We got it, and I don't always cover that here live, but you got to remember, the purpose of that is you have to make a new promise to yourself each week. Now, if you failed the promise last week, you carry that promise into this week until you attain it. And our affirmation is, I am worthy of my own love and commitment. It takes a lot of faith and a lot of trust to maintain that love and commitment to yourself. And then we're going to pray about it. We're going to reflect about it. We're going to center our heart on it. We're going to thank God for the revelation. That's the gratitude. And then we're going to be quiet. And we're gonna sense and listen to what God is saying to us, because we can evaluate ourselves all day long. He's going to solidify it for us, okay? And then we're also going to do our weekly intention. As you learn new tools, new awarenesses of yourself, just like I did in my counseling session today, I had to reflect on the episode that I had. I've still been reflecting on it and trying to develop tools. And what I landed on was I'm going to do audible affirmations, because when I'm in my moments where I'm tearing myself up, I'm used to hearing my voice in my head say negativity, but I'm going to record it on my phone, so when I get in that space, I need to hear my voice speaking positive to me. You're human, Trish. You are loved. You are gentle. You are kind. That's the affirmations I need to hear audibly, because it's already up. The negative is already up here. So in order to move that negativity out of here, I need to hear my own voice feeding back into me positive. All right, guys. I hope this has touched you and blessed you. I thank you for hanging out with me. Again, the another place where you can go and get the link is on Instagram. I have my link tree there. It has all my information there. So you can go there and get the Becoming Her Journal ebook. Or, of course, you can go to my website. We got it fixed. It was broken, but we got it fixed now. So if you have submitted before and you haven't heard anything, I haven't sent it to you, it's because I wasn't getting it. The website was broken. We have fixed it. So make sure you go to trishstanley.com and resubmit it. I apologize for that. And I will send it out to you as soon as it notifies me. I love you guys, and I thank you. I pray you have an awesome week, rest of the week, a safe and blessed weekend. Remember that love isn't love unless you give it away. And you got to start with yourself. Make sure you're loving on yourself first, all right? And give yourself some grace. I take that and receive that for myself. All right, guys, I love you. I love you. I love you. And until next week is week 8, and we will be talking about vision, having a vision. And that's really why I have faith and trust the week prior to vision, because we can only get our vision. We think we got a vision, but God really is the one who gives us our vision, and we got to figure out how to walk that out in this journey. All right, guys, I love you, and I will see you next Thursday. Be safe.